What are you more interested in your life? Tell me. Are you interested in a comfortable, easygoing life full of wealth and health? Or are you interested in being an overcomer, to have grace to overcome? See, it's grace that makes us strong in our heart, and that can come only as we face these difficult situations where God makes us weak, and we experience His grace in those situations that, people say, well, if I just keep on yielding, taking up the cross every day, my partner will just take advantage of me. Could be a wife, could be a husband. If I just die to myself, like you say, somebody will take advantage of me. Yes, if God is not faithful to prevent you from being tested beyond your ability, then I agree. But that cannot happen because it says that God will not allow you to be tested beyond your ability. As soon as He sees the needle going into the red, He'll turn the valve and reduce the pressure. I believe that. I've experienced it for years. He never allows it to go into the red. These boiler rooms and all where I used to work in a ship where it was run by steam, and they have these boiler rooms, and you've got to be careful the pressure doesn't become too much, it can blow up something. So you keep watching you need the pressure of steam to drive the ship, but you got to make sure it doesn't go into the red or something. So as soon as the people watching it all the time, as soon as it goes towards the red, they reduce the pressure. That's how God is. Just enough pressure to make the ship move, but not enough to blow up the whole thing. That's how God is with us. I praise the Lord. When Paul says, I am what I am by the grace of God, what does he mean by I am what I am by the grace of God? That means God took me through all types of difficult situations and gave me grace in those situations to overcome. And the result is, here I am. And a person who's never gone through those situations never comes to this wonderful place of triumph. I remember many years ago when I was a young man, God took me through difficult situations. And He gave me a verse which I've never forgotten all my life. Psalm 66. Psalm 66, verse 10. You have tried us, O God. That means you have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. That means put in the fire of affliction. And you brought us into the net. You know what it is to be in a net? You know how a fish feels when it's caught in a net? A fish that's just been freely swimming in the sea for years, all of a sudden it's caught in a net, it's trapped. Have you ever found yourself in circumstances like that? A free, easy-going girl suddenly gets married and has 3 or 4 babies, and then she's in a net. It's no longer the old single life that she enjoyed. It's a net. You can't move, can't hear, and so many things. It's just like the 4 walls of her house are like a prison. She's there the whole time. There are different things that can bring you into a net. You could be in hospital for a few months, and that's like a net. You can't do what you like. You're trapped. You brought me into the net. You brought me into circumstances where I can't escape. Maybe you're in a job where you can't get another job, and it's such a problem working with your particular boss. That's a net. And you have laid an oppressive burden upon our loins. Imagine that. You have laid an oppressive burden upon our loins. Now I'm sure that burden came from some man. But David had the wisdom to say, Lord, it wasn't that man, it was you. Peter thought it was Judas Iscariot who brought the cup, and Jesus said, no, it's my Father who sent the cup. The cup which my Father gave me, shall I not drink it? Not the cup which Judas Iscariot gave me. Jesus had nothing to do with blaming people. It's a cup which my Father gave me. I have learned to say that in the different circumstances of my life through the years. This is the cup which my Father gave me. And as I've said that, I've been an overcomer. But if you say, Judas gave me this cup, that's the way to be defeated. You brought us into the net. Don't blame people. You laid an oppressive burden upon our loins. You made men ride over our heads. Not men rode over our heads. You made men ride over our heads. There's a lot of difference between saying men rode over our heads and saying you made men ride over my heads. You made my wife yell at me. You made my husband yell at me. There's a lot of difference between saying it that way and saying my wife yelled at me or my husband yelled at me. Try it. Try saying it this way. Lord, you made that fellow do this. David once said, Lord, God made Shimei curse me. It makes a world of difference. In the Garden of Gethsemane, the difference between Peter and Jesus was just this. Peter saw Judas, Jesus saw his father. So Peter took out his sword and swiped that fellow's ear. He missed Judas's ear and got somebody else's ear. And Jesus picked up that ear and healed him. That's the difference between seeing Judas and seeing the Father. You can't blame Peter. He's a fisherman. He's not used to swinging a sword. He got the wrong fellow. But anyway, that's how it is. It makes a tremendous difference when you say, you did it. You brought us and you took us through fire and through water. And then finally, what did you do? You brought us into a place of abundance. You know, I was once checking up the Hebrew word for that place of abundance. It's a Hebrew word called revaya, used only twice in the whole Bible. The other place where it is used is my cup runs over in Psalm 23. So what he's saying is, you finally brought me to the place where rivers of living water started flowing through my life. Now, my brother, sister, whenever you see a person from whom rivers of living water are running, you can be pretty sure he's gone this way to get there. You may not know all about his private life. And if you want to get there, this is the way. He will never allow you to be tested beyond your ability. He uses circumstances, but his ultimate purpose for you is a place of abundance. So, what shall we do? There's a lovely verse in Hebrews 4 which I want to bring to you. Hebrews chapter 4. When we face these needy situations in life and the difficult situations in life, God doesn't say He'll let us escape them. It says here in Hebrews 4:16, let us draw near with confidence to the throne of grace. That throne itself is called a throne of grace, so that we can receive mercy. Mercy is forgiveness for our past failures. We all need that. The only person who never needed it was Jesus, who never sinned. All the rest of us need mercy, and we need mercy from God till the end of our life. And that's why we should be merciful to others. So we come to the throne of grace to receive mercy and, listen to this wonderful expression, to find grace. Let me paraphrase it. To suit my need exactly according to my need. The item costs 5,000 rupees. God's given me 5,000 rupees. Tomorrow my need is 50,000 rupees. God's given me 50,000 rupees. Isn't it wonderful to have a father like that? Another day my need may be only 5 rupees. What does He give me? 5 rupees. My grace is sufficient for you. One day it may be 500,000 rupees. He gives me 500,000 rupees because the more the need, grace to help me in my time of need. Now I don't know what your need is, but I'll tell you this. If you decide today that you are going to go the way of brokenness and humility for the rest of your life, you're not going to complain against people. You're not going to complain against circumstances. You're always going to say, you did it, Lord. You. There's only one person with whom we have to do, it says in Hebrews 4:13. There's only one person with whom we have to do. I don't have to do with Judas Iscariot. I don't have to do with anybody. I have to do with my Father. Herod, Pilate, Annas, Caiaphas, Judas Iscariot. Let them be so many. I deal with my Father. It's wonderful to live like that. And I find His grace is sufficient for every situation I can ever face in my life. And ultimately, through it all, He will bring you to the place where your cup runs over. He anoints your head with oil. Your cup runs over, and it's endless. That other people are blessed through you because grace flows out from you.